so far?
It don't matter.
Yes or no? Do you recall being asked to tell the truth?
I don't know. I don't
God
recall.
bless you. God bless you. You don't recall if you were asked to tell the truth?
I don't.
If you were asked to tell the truth, why wouldn't you tell the truth in those interviews?
Why wouldn't I tell the truth?
Yes.
Because I know the police are trying to lock me up.
What would they be trying to lock you up for?
Say that again?
What would they be trying to lock you up for?
Whatever they can put on me.
Did you ever? Now, would telling the truth have gotten you locked up?
Huh?
I sustain the question.
Now, in June of 2015, were you arrested for having a gun at the Dunbar Recreation Center?
Say that. Can you say that again?
In June of 2015, were you arrested for having a gun in the Dunbar Recreation Center?
In June, was I arrested?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yeah.
Can you tell the jurors what occurred at the Dunbar Recreation Center?
I was playing basketball. The police came there and locked me up.
And why did the police lock you up?
Because I'm wounded.
Did you have a gun at the Dunbar Recreation
I had a basketball in my hand.
Center? Was there a gun also at the Dunbar Recreation Center?
They say it was.
Where was that gun located?
I was placed in handcuffs, walked out. I don't know.
Did you have a gun inside of an H&M bag while at the Dunbar Recreation Center?
I was in the basketball. I was in the recreation center playing basketball. I had my shirt off with no gun on me playing basketball.
Did you take a gun to the Dunbar Recreation Center in an H&M bag?
I was playing basketball in the Dunbar Recreation Center.
So your answer is no, that you did not have a gun at the...
What I'm saying, well, I was playing basketball. When I looked up, I seen a whole bunch of police in there walking towards me, putting my hand behind my back, and asked me, was it bad mine? I said, I don't know nothing about no bad. They took me to the car. There was a whole lot more police that came. They took me from Mechanicsville to Turnerfield and asked me, was that gun mine or was that bag mine? I told them, I don't know nothing about nothing. They said, if they find out that their gun or their bag was mine, they're going to come back and lock me up. I said, do your job. They let me go, and that was it.
And did they let you go that first day?
They let me go.
All right. Did they eventually arrest you for that gun in that bag?
They did.
All right. And was that the gun that was purchased by Quindarius Zachary for you?
I guess.
Yes, no, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I went to jail for.
Okay. So that was the gun, the chopper that we talked about earlier.
I'm an overrule the objection. That was Mr. Steele, asked and answered.
Was that the chopper that we discussed earlier?
We discussed this earlier?
The gun that was recovered, is that the chopper that was purchased at Arrowhead Pawn Shop by Quindarius Zachary?
That's the gun that sent me to the feds.
And is that the gun that was found at Dunbar Recreation Center?
I guess so.
Why did you have the gun at Dunbar Recreation Center?
I just pleaded guilty to it.
Did you tell officers that you were trying to sell that gun, and that's why you had it at the Dunbar Recreation?
Again, I was going to jail.
Ms. Hilton, before you posit some other questions, I think we probably need to take a comfort break. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's take about 10 minutes and then see where the afternoon leads us, okay? All right. All rise. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our jury has left us for a recess.
I bet they ain't think that their witness was gonna go against them like this. You know, they get those witnesses sometimes that the witness will be all with them and telling them everything and then get up there and switch up. So I'm sure he did cooperate from the beginning. He definitely cooperated from the beginning. Now he just not cooperating with him. And it makes it look like he's not a reliable resource. So he's not doing no favor for the state with this. I think that they wish he didn't start to act like this, but it is what it is. He done already said everything he said to the police in them interviews was a lie. He said things to get out of stuff. He said things, whatever they wanted to hear at the time. He meant to say whatever they needed to get him out of the situation. And a lot of times, it didn't even get him out of the situation. It just gave them information. And it was times that they let him go, but they came back and charged him. So did he really get out of it? No, he just told them something to buy some extra time. They know he wasn't going nowhere. They was going to be able to come find him. And he made it easy for him. But they're just using everything he's saying now, and then they're going back and playing the video of when he said it in the interrogation room. Everything he's saying now, they're saying, well, you said this then. So now he's saying, I don't recall, I don't remember anything, and they're going to make him keep repeating this. They're going to do this for the next couple days until they exhaust this. And then the defense is going to go ahead and ask the question. Because everything he's saying the same exact thing. I don't remember what I said to the detective. I said whatever I said to get out of my situations. And they're trying to like flip him around and say, well, wouldn't you tell the truth to get out of the situation and not lie? You know, so he had to think about that before he answered, because he was about to say, yeah, but, you know, they trying to play with him, but he working through it, you know, and he don't care. So he going to continue to try to play with the state and play these games with them. This is their star witness, and the star witness is not a star. Their whole case, when they came and charged Young Thug, was because they thought that they had this in the bag because YSL Woody was going to identify specific situations and tell them things specifically that Young Thug did. But he got in there and switched up on them. And being as though that he switched up on them, they don't know how they going to handle this after this. Because everybody that got on the stand switched up. Everybody. Everybody that meant something, as in that had direct ties to Young Thug. All those people switched up. Every one of them. Nobody that was with him went through. And they still got plenty more witnesses, because you know they said they got 300 witnesses. So they got plenty more witnesses coming. And we going to see if people continue to say they're not going to cooperate, basically. Because that's what they doing. They acting funny at first, but then when they tell them they going to lock them up, that's when they just go ahead and play the game with them. They go ahead and play the game with them when, you know, I guess they really can't do nothing to them for the situation because they are testifying. And then they still saying that, yeah, I know him. And, you know, they're not like, oh, I don't know him at all. So they still verifying that they are linked in with the people, but they just switching up their testimony. Yeah. So I guess it's gonna be one of these big drawn out procedures where all the people are getting up there saying the opposite of what they said in the interview or what they signed on the paper, saying that they were gonna tell everything truthfully. You know, because they said they was gonna tell everything about. They got information about gangs and that YSL was a criminal organization that Young Thug is the leader. So all these people got to come out and talk about it. Everybody got to come out and say, but they all lying. So now that they all lying, that they're going to put that doubt in the jury mind. If everybody that is connected to Young Thug doesn't identify him as doing anything, then he got a big shot. He got a big shot with that because that puts doubt in the jury mind. He might get it, man. I really think Thug might really get this one because the way it is looking, it don't look like it's like certain for the prosecution. I don't see a hook, line, and sinker. Like it's just they got Thug because the way we thought as the world, they had Thug is from the people testifying, all the witnesses. But these witnesses are right here, they getting up there playing games with the state. And people don't understand, you don't benefit with the state by cooperating. When you cooperate with the state, you at their leisure. You on probation. And I wonder if Woody got probation, because I didn't hear anything about him being on probation. I wonder if he's on probation. Because they let him go. You know they had to let him go. They let everybody else go. And this is who they was thinking that was going to come in there and be the star for the show. He was going to be the star for the show. But he switched up on him. And I'm sure he was watching the trial from when it started. So he's seen the other people switching up. Why wouldn't he follow the same route? He said, hold on. Ain't nothing happening to them for switching up? I'm going to switch up too. If nothing's happening to them and they switched up and said whatever they said, I'm going to do the same thing. It might help because you know you already heard them by making them statements and they're going through with their indictment because of these statements. So maybe he's like, trying to right his wrong a little bit. That's why the streets always going to put you in this situation. The streets will always put you in this situation. You think that you are doing something slick out there, it's always something waiting around the corner for you. You might think that you getting away and you enjoying whatever moment you have, but it only take that one mistake to put you in that situation. And whatever mistake this was, that was the boiling point for YSL, that's what happened. Because it was a boiling point. Because they was running around the city doing stuff for a long time. Like the cop said, if you say that stuff go back 10 years. They've been running around the city for a long time doing a whole bunch of different things and terrorizing and, claiming YSL, and probably people that wasn't even YSL was doing the same thing. Claiming YSL and they wasn't even a part of it. So whatever they did was being pinned on YSL. So you got to think about it. It's been going on for a while. They let it go. And when those cops got shot or a cop got shot and hit, that was the boiling point. That's what I think. That was the boiling point where they felt that it was enough of YSL. Like I say, they'll let you do some things out there in the world, but when they gonna shut you down, right, is when the violence is outweighing your situation. When you bring in a lot of violence, they gonna shut you down. they're not going to allow you to lead anything with violence. Now they looking at you as a criminal organization. So you can't be out there trying to be the muscle and do whatever you're doing out there, because that right there is going to get you fried. And that's why Thug is in the situation messing with these people, because he probably wasn't out there on the street. Of course, you know, he's rich running around. He might breeze through, but those people that was claiming YSL, they was out on the street being the muscle wherever they was, but they yelling YSL. So that there brings so much attention and heat to the game. It only goes back on Thug. That right there go back on Thug. So all the attention, anything coming out of YSL to YSL, they gonna reference Thug. So if it's a whole bunch of violence, they gonna reference Thug. You're the leader. And then, you know, connecting him with some of these people associated with the phone and, you know, different contacts, they looking at he's a part of it. So you got to pay attention of who you surround yourself around, because it might have been some people that was with YSL. Like Gunner might not really been with the shit. He might been an artist affiliated and guilty by association. That can happen. You can be an artist affiliated and guilty by association, and that can happen. But once you put yourself with certain people, you adapt whatever they got going on. So if you ain't ready to deal with that, you got to make sure that you watch who you hang around. And Gunna put himself in this situation because he know it was street stuff going on around them. Not made per se Thug was doing the street stuff, or maybe whatever, but he know. So you know what you surrounding yourself around. You gotta get away from it. You can't embrace that street mentality and that street life when you really not like that, because these is the results. So when the results come down the pipe, bye. Gunna was just supposed to be dealing with these niggas at the concerts. That's all. I see you at the studio and the concert. Anything else, I don't want to be a part of, because I know I'm not built for that. So if it's a concert going on, I'm coming. Put me in the lineup. Studio session, I'm in the building. I'm going to lay something down. But being in the mix, trying to, you know, let it be known that I'm willing to crash out. When the crash come, you want to get out the car. That's how it go. Soon as the crash come, they want to get out the car. Everybody want to be in the wheel ready to crash out. But when the crash hit, they want to get out the car. Because the consequences is more severe than the excitement you have. And we got to be real about that. The consequences is more real than the excitement you get for mostly everything that can put you in a bad situation. And that's real. We got to look at that, though. We got to look at that all together. The consequences are real, man. They real. And Woody was playing with these people for a long time, though. You gotta say, this nigga been playing with these people for years. He been working with the police, and that's usually how it is, though. It's always that inside mode. Always. When you got a big crew of people, everybody's not holding up. There is gonna be some weak links inside that camp. That's just how it goes. You might think that everybody's solid and everybody willing to ride because you've seen some past experiences where y'all had to get down and y'all held it down. But I'm going to be real, man. It's always going to be some weak links in there, man. It's too many different personalities. That's why we have a lot of friction in the world. It's different personalities clashing. It's different personalities clashing all around the world. There'll never be peace everywhere because you got people that look at things differently, dealing with each other. You got people running things, dealing with other people's lives and situations, that maybe mishandle the situation. So it ain't going to never be smooth. It's always going to be something. Dealing with people. You don't know how somebody woke up in the morning. You don't know how somebody's feeling. And they got to go out there in the job. They got to deal with the job. Ain't that something? So you expecting them to be a certain way. That's how life go, man. They got Woody in this situation right here. Woody got himself in this situation, and he up on the stand doing his thing. He doing his thing, right? And don't care about being a snitch. And don't care about being a snitch at all. He said, regardless of this, I'ma still be Woody. That's what he said. Regardless of this, I'ma still be Woody. He gotta accept that though. That's his life. Regardless, if he's a rat or not, he gotta accept that. But he is up there now, not fully cooperating. He did acknowledge that he knows Thug, that he hung out with these people, but he is not fully cooperating on this stand. He's giving I know these guys, but I didn't see him do that. I didn't see him do anything, and I didn't say that. If I said this, he trying to go back on all the statements. He trying to go back on everything he said, thinking that it might help him. It might help him, it might not. It might help Thug, it might not. But this is a situation that we gonna see how the jury looks at it. This case gonna go to the jury. They gonna have so much stuff to look at. They gonna be overwhelmed. But is it stuff saying that this person committed this crime? That's what I wanna know, if the jury's gonna look at it like that. It's gonna be a lot of things they put on the table, but where is the evidence saying that this person did this crime? That's what the people need to see, and the people gotta look at. Because if it ain't no evidence saying that this person committed the crime, but they might been knowing these people that might have done something, that don't mean that they guilty. They trying to take Thug all the way down. And the trial's gonna be so long. This is meaning. They want this case. They fighting. You see how the prosecutors is fighting back. The prosecutors are fighting back. They want to make sure that they get this W. And the defense wants to get their W. Nobody wants to get no L. I know that. Both of them are trying to get a W. And they going to war though. They are going to war. They going to war. The lawyers are both Both of Thug's lawyers, even the other lawyers for the other defendants, they going hard too. But I think Mr. Sharp, Shannon Stillwell's lawyer, is more like going harder than the other lawyers. Dave, I think his name, what was his name? Adams. His name was Adams. He's going hard. Mr. Steele, Mr. Sharp. I hear them frequently. You hear those lawyers real frequently objecting and being involved in their motions. But you know, the other ones is like more sitting back because they see it's like a circus out here. And the judge did say that whenever one of the lawyers make a motion that it is going to go for all of them. So, but Mr. Sharp, he trying to make sure that no matter what, he says it. He wants it on the record that I stated it. And you got to be like that because they might say, yo, you didn't state that on the record. That's why when somebody is saying something about you in the court and you in there and you know it's not true, you got to say object to it. Because if you don't object to it, they basically look at it like that was true. It was a fact. So you got to say, I object. That's how the game go though, man. Yeah. It'll be back on shortly. They said they was taking a little comfort break. So I want to catch a little bit of the testimony, man. And see this guy get up on the stand and keep playing with him. Because it's been a few days he been playing with him. He didn't already say, I'm going all the way with this. You can see that. He's going all the way with the game. I'm going to make sure I play the game with him all the way. I mean, that's the least he can do for Thug. You went in there working with them people. It's like some of these guys would do better just going to work. I mean, having that experience to travel around the world, see different things, meet different celebrities, do different things. Yeah, I'm sure that's a hell of an experience. But did you really get anything? You might have had a better stable life going to work. Because now you looked at just crazy across the world by putting yourself in a light that you didn't get anything from. That's the crazy thing. You put yourself out there and you didn't get nothing from this. Nothing. But now you look crazy. Yeah. But you can see the education level, the way this guy is thinking. You can see that something's going on there. Something is going on there. And he's owned it though. That's the thing. He has owned it and said, I was in special education classes. You gotta say it to me a little better. And some of them times where the prosecutor was asking him questions. So he did say that though. But Woody is up on the stand going in. But I think the prosecution might have wished they didn't call him yet. They might have should have called some other witnesses. Because everybody's following that same trend. Just get up there and say whatever. Everybody. And I know the prosecution, the state is like, and then they meeting with him without the attorneys. They gonna meet with him without the attorneys and then don't even notify him. A lot of games, man. And it's crazy that people even think that these people in position are not humans. Like, they won't do things that any other human will do. Like, they won't lie. Like, they won't steal. It's like people think that these people in position won't do the things that everybody else would do, so they give them so much power and they praise them so much. When they do something, it's shocking. Nah, these people are people too. They are not robots. They are not programmed. They will do something out of line too. And you can see it in the trial. The trial's out of line. The whole situation is out of line. From how the judge is handling it, how the prosecution is meeting with the witness. And they want to say it as, well, if he wants to hang out with us, he can hang out with us. He can go where he want to go. Not that y'all been trying to make sure that y'all feeding a certain kind of information, letting him know that your best bet is to testify. Because if you don't testify, you know we're going to have to hold you in jail until the trial is over. And I'm sure he like, man, I'm going to get this thing over with. That's where he at with now. That's why he's saying, I'm just saying anything. I'm going to get it over with because I don't want to be here. You know, this is a drawn out process. When the witnesses is on the witness stand, they're sitting through a drawn out process. You know how when you sitting somewhere, you just waiting and you listening to stuff, it make you sleepy. If you go somewhere, you sit somewhere, you get sleepy just sitting there, a seminar or something. It's like a seminar. He's sitting up there and you get tired. So he's just saying anything. I just talk. I'm just saying it. Oh yeah, yes, you was right. Yes, yeah, I was there. Oh no, you were there. No, what did I say? I got to take it back. When they go back and look at the transcripts on all this, right, they're going to see that this was funny. Yeah, it was a lot going on in here. It was a whole lot going on in here. For real. But I'm sure they about to come back on in a second. They ready to get back busy. They about to get back busy. Yeah. I hope Thug do beat it though. I ain't even gonna lie. Because you can see that it's not solid. It's not solid, and they are pushing the fire on this situation. And the judge made sure that he didn't give Thug no bail through the whole procedure. You seen him deny the bail about 5 to 7 times. Straight denial. Knowing he could have let Thug go home on house arrest. But he made sure that he said, nah, you gonna sit. Because he let all the witnesses out, make them feel comfortable, and they still got in there and did something different. The judge let all the witnesses out, and they still got in the courtroom and flipped on the prosecution. It might have been better if they would have held the witnesses in jail, because they might have been like, man, I want to get out, so I'm going to tell the truth. Think about that. They let all the witnesses out and kept Thug in jail, and all the witnesses on the street flipped the script. How that sound? Now that's something right there. If all the witnesses flipped the script and they let them out, their case done got weak. And they know it. Their case done got weak and they know it, man. For real. It done got weak. But I'm sure it's about to come back on in a second. We're about to get back just in a second. YSL Woody going in. And I know they probably only going to run probably for another hour if they do run. They comfort breaks turn into lunch breaks. Straight up. They like 30, 40 minute breaks. That's why the trial going to take so long. Trial going to be over a year because they not getting 4 days in. They days is short. And they know that the attention span of the witness, the jury sitting in those seats for hours straight, your thinking ain't going to be the same. You might grasp some of the stuff, but you like, I'm ready to get up. I need to go take a walk. I want to go. But what type person in their right mind would sign up for this as a juror? I don't care. I'm not signing up for this. I'm saying anything. Why would I want to sign up and sit in a trial to judge someone else's life when I got my own issues and sit there for a whole year? I got my own issues, right? And I'm going to sit there and judge somebody else's life for a whole year, and me judging this person's life might put me in debt even further. That's the crazy thing. It might put me in debt even further. Judging this person's life, and I'm going to sit here, nah.
All right,
Negative. Woody is back in the building.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. All jurors present? All right. Thank you, Debbie Hudson. All right. Members of the jury, with your indulgence and patience, we're going to go probably about another 20 minutes or so, and then we're going to recess for the day, okay? All right. Madam?
20 minutes and they're going to recess for the day.
Mr. Copeland, what blood set were you a part of?
Can you repeat that?
What blood set were you a part of?
What blood set what I was part of?
Yes, sir.
I wasn't part of no real blood set.
Okay. Did you ever claim to be a Billy Blood?
I said I was.
Okay. And were you?
No.
Did you tell Detective Gaither that you were, not Detective Gaither, Detective Lewis, in that February 21st interview that you were Billy Blood?
I don't know what I told them in when they questioned me.
Okay. Do you recall talking to Detective Lewis about the meeting with Mo where they said that they were going to kill you?
Huh?
Do you remember talking to Detective Lewis about the meeting with Mo, who was in prison, and that they were planning on killing you?
I don't recall.
Okay. And do you recall her asking you why you weren't at this meeting?
Huh?
Do you recall her asking you why you weren't at this meeting?
Why was I at the meeting?
Why were you not at the meeting?
At what meeting?
The meeting with the Bloods, the meeting of the Bloods trying to kill you.
I don't recall.
Okay. And do you... Sure. February 21st.
What year?
2015. And then, do you recall telling her you weren't down with them, but that you were Billy Blood?
I don't recall.
Okay. And then, do you recall her asking, who are you with now?
I don't recall.
Okay. And you told her, at that point, they got mad.
I told her.
You told Detective Lewis.
Oh, this a lady?
Yes. At that point, they got mad because I didn't go back with them. I started hanging out with Thug and them, so I'm YSL.
Nah, I don't recall.
Did you consider yourself part of the gang YSL?
Basis.
It's an improper question.
I didn't mean for you to speak. I just want you to give me a basis.
702,
Overrule, sir.
Did you consider yourself part of YSL, the gang?
Gang, I consider myself 372.
When did you consider yourself 372?
What you mean, when?
Did you consider yourself a 372 when you called yourself Billy Blood?
I always been 372.
So even as a part of YSL, do you consider yourself 372?
Gang, I'm always 372 when it come to gang.
Did you also consider yourself part of YSL?
372 when you speaking on gang.
Yes or no? Did you consider yourself a part of YSL?
But you saying gang wise, like
So you did not consider yourself part of YSL, the gang?
when it come to gang, I consider myself 372.
Now, going back to June of 2015 when you were arrested for the Fed charges, we talked about the gun that was at the Dunbar Center. When you were arrested, where were you arrested at?
Which time?
When you got arrested in June?
June 10th?
Yes.
At the house.
Did they find any guns at the house?
Yeah, they did.
Were you charged in your federal charges with that gun? Do you recall?
Yes.
Okay. Now, once you were arrested, were you brought in to Atlanta Police Department headquarters for an interview?
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember how long that interview was?
It was long.
Do you remember it being about 9 hours?
It was long.
It was long. Okay. And during the course of that interview, did you speak with multiple detectives?
Yeah, I did.
Do you remember speaking with anyone from the ATF or
Yeah, I did.
and was Detective Gaither in that interview?
She was at some point.
What about Detective Dennis?
Who?
Detective Dennis, do you remember him?
Yeah, I think he was too.
Okay. And what about Detective Thorpe?
I think he was too.
Okay. And when you were arrested and brought down to APD, did you want to give them truthful information?
Again, I was going to jail.
Do you recall telling them that you're not going to worry about me lying?
Can you say that again?
Sure. In the early part of that interview, do you recall telling them you're not going to have to worry about me lying?
Probably so.
Why did you want to speak to the police that day?
Because I was trying to finesse my way out of jail.
And what did you think you had to do to finesse yourself out of jail?
Well, they kept asking about Young Thug, so that's the direction I had to go.
Did they ask you about anything else?
They asked me about the gun. I think they asked me about the gun first.
Did they ask you about anything else?
Yeah, they asked me about a lot.
Do you recall them asking you about Nuts' murder?
Yes.
And did you speak with them about Nuts' murder?
Yes.
And did you speak with them about the gun at the Dunbar Center?
Yes.
And the gun at your house?
Yes.
Okay. And did you also speak with them about Young Thug?
Yes.
And did you talk with them about Little D from Mechanicsville?
Yes.
And what about Shannon?
Yes.
Now, when you got to that interview, did you believe that people were trying to kill you?
Uh-huh. I thought people trying to kill me for a long time.
Specifically in June, did you still believe that people thought you snitched on them regarding the murder of Donovan Thomas?
Can you say it one more time?
Sure. when you had this interview in June of 2015, did you think going into that interview that people thought that you had snitched on them regarding the murder of Donovan Thomas?
Overruled. Well, no, I take that back. I'm gonna sustain the question as to point.
Why did you think people were trying to kill you?
Because I was paranoid. People were shooting at me.
Okay. Did you tell the detectives in this June 10th interview that everyone in the world is trying to kill me because they think I told on them?
No, I told them that people were trying to kill me because they said I killed Nut.
Do you recall telling the detectives about the fact that that Thug's sister had called you or had texted you?
Can you say that again?
Sure. Let me ask you this. Did Thug's sister ever text you regarding you going to the police about Nut's murder?
I text her and told her that I was going to kill Thug when I get a chance. That's what you talking about?
No, but why did you text her that you were going to kill Thug when you get a chance?
Because I let a lot of people get in my ear.
And what did they get in your ear about? It's effect on the listener, Your Honor.
I'll see. Objection.
What did they get in your ear about?
A whole lot of stuff. People coming to me every 5 minutes with something about not just Thug. It was just a lot of people, but mainly most people was coming to me about Thug.
What about the?
Nah, they just kept coming to me like he ain't right. He ain't supposed to. I don't know how to answer that.
I mean, but what were they telling you such that you thought that you had to kill Thug?
Say it again.
What were they telling you such that you thought in your mind you wanted to kill him?
That to watch him because everybody's saying I killed Nut and they didn't want that on them, so they gonna put it on me. I don't know. Like it was so many different people just telling me stuff. So,
but to kill somebody, what were they telling you to make you think you had to kill Thug?
What did they tell me that make me think I had to kill him?
Yes.
That I better watch him?
Why?
Because they said I was messing up his career. Like they saying that I was pulling him in stuff that I got going on. Like they were saying all type of stuff.
So why would you messing up his career mean you have to kill Thug?
They said to me, okay, a female came to me and told me that she heard something. Then another person came to me and told me that he heard something. So people kept coming to me, and I was paranoid because I had said something to a friend of mine where I felt as in whatever I was saying to him had got back out.
So let's start there. What did you tell your friend that you think got back to him?
I was plotting on him.
Why would you be plotting on Thug?
I don't recall.
Okay. Do you recall telling the detectives that you called, that Dolly texted you and was cursing you out?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is years ago. Do you remember what she was cursing you out about?
Because I told her I was going to kill Thug when I see him.
Okay. Do you recall the last 4 digits of the number that she was texting you from?
No.
Do you recall giving that full phone number to the detectives?
No.
Do you recall giving them a phone number ending in 1990 for his sister?
Probably so.
Which sister are we texted you?
Dolly.
Okay. Did she have another name?
I said Dolly.
Did you call her something else?
Yeah, I call her Dolly and Max.
Okay. Do you recall texting Dolly, damn, your brother's trying to have me killed?
I probably have.
Okay. Why would you text her that?
Because I thought what I was said to somebody else had got back to him.
So what did you tell somebody else that you thought got back to him?
I don't recall.
Okay. What, again, would make you text that to her brother, to Dolly? Damn, your brother's trying to have me killed. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell I ever did to him? Why would you text that to her?
I told you I was paranoid. It was so much going on. It was so much going on. I had so many people in my head. And that's just my way of trying to force a reaction.
Force a reaction from who?
From him, to see how he react to it.
Why were you trying to force a reaction from him?
Because I didn't know what the truth was. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know what was going on.
Now, we talked about in February, strike that. We talked about in January, people thinking that you had killed Nut, right? Also in February, did people think you were trying to kill Nut?
Huh?
Did people think that you killed Nut, excuse me?
Objection calls for speculation.
I'll sustain the formal question.
Did you believe that people thought that you killed Nut?
Did I believe it?
Yes.
People were convinced.
Okay. By the time we got to June, did you still have that same belief? When you
Did
got
I
arrested?
have that belief?
Yes. When you got arrested in June, did you still have that same belief that people thought you had done, that you had killed Nut?
I don't know. Like, so many. It was so many people on. So many people just like. A lot of people said they know I didn't do it, but a lot of people said I did it. So I don't.
And I'll ask you again, did you kill Nut?
No.
Okay. Now, when you got to this interview, do you recall speaking with the detectives about the night that Nut was killed?
Can you say that again?
Sure. When you got to this June interview, do you recall speaking to the detectives about the night that Nut was killed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, interview.
The June one?
Yes.
Okay. Now, did you have concern during this June interview that Thug had observed you speaking to police?
Huh?
Did you have concern during this June interview that Thug had seen you speaking to police?
No.
Do you recall telling the detectives in this June interview, long story short, the detectives was calling my phone and he was right there. And they asked you, Thug was right there? And you said, yeah. So I answered the phone and he's looking at me like this, but I don't know what's going on. They asked you, why is he looking like that? And you said, because he see me answering the phone for them.
No, he told me that. When I answered the phone, I answered my phone on speaker, so it was my baby mama calling saying that the investigators wanted to talk to me. I was like, for what? And that's when he said what he wanted to talk to me about. And he got on the phone and asked me, could I come down there and interview him? And Thug was like, go down there.
Why were you concerned then that he saw you answering the phone for the police in front of him?
I don't know. I don't know about him being concerned.
Why would you tell the police that?
Because it's the police.
If there wasn't an issue, why would there be a need to tell the police that Thug was?
Because at the time the police questioned me, it was me against everybody. So they saying that they want Thug, and that's what I'm trying to do. Get them up off of me. So I had text Thug phone the day before they locked me up. And I texted their phone and told them that I was gonna kill him when I see him. So the police got me the next day, and when they got me, that was it.
Let's go back. What day are you talking about? You texted
June.
In June. You say you texted Thug. Who did you text?
One day, I texted their phone. I called his sister and told her, "Tell your brother when I see him, I'm gonna kill him.
Okay.
I don't care who see me, I'm gonna kill him." Me and her were arguing on the phone. As me and her were arguing on the phone, I got mad and hung up the phone. The very next day, 2 days later, I know I woke up and the police was at the door.
Okay.
When they got me, I was mad with the world.
And were you arrested again for those guns?
Yes.
All right. And that's the only thing you were arrested for those guns.
And I think they put some gang charges on me or something. I think they put some more charges on me or something.
And I understand that you said you texted his sister, Dolly, that you were going to kill.
Nah, I don't think I texted. I told her over the phone that I was going to kill him.
But was that in response of you asking her whether or not he was trying to kill you?
Oh, no, I didn't ask her nothing.
Okay. So why did you tell the detectives that?
Because it's the detective.
Were you concerned that Thug did not want to hang around you anymore because you had been talking to the police?
No.
Do you recall telling detectives in this same June interview, he ain't want to hang around me anymore? And they asked you, this Thug? And you said, yeah. Like, damn, what the hell? Why the hell these niggas don't want me around? Do you recall being concerned that Thug did not want you hanging around him anymore?
Well, he actually called me a few times to try to get me to come around. I didn't want to go around.
So why would you tell the police, why the hell these niggas don't want me around?
Because I'm talking to the police and they are after me.
When you were arrested, were you not trying to get out of jail?
For sure.
So why would you be telling them lies if you were trying to get out of jail?
So let me say this. If I tell the police the alphabet is A, B, C, D, right? The police gonna tell me what come after D. E come after D, I think. A, B, C, D, E. Man, I don't know, man. I'm not about to go through all that. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, this is the investigators. They locking me up. They targeting me. They constantly, every time I come outside, spit on the ground. SWAT team got me. Like.
So why would you stay in a 9-hour interview if they were out to come and get you?
You see what you said? That's how bad they was after me. They sit right there and put up with me for that long.
Okay, but you kept talking to them for the entire 9 hours. I'll rephrase.
I'll stand question.
Did you speak with them for the entire 9 hours?
I was handcuffed to behind my back, legs shackled to the chair. And guess what I know? When I get finished talking to them, I'm going to the jail. So guess what I'm trying to do? Trying to buy as much time as I can before I go to the jail. That right there.
All right. Can you publish U78 Yankee Echo 1? 2015.
Yeah.
And is that the interview that we're discussing right now?
Yeah.
And in that interview, is that when you were first brought in once you were arrested? Are you still in your regular clothes?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes for the record?
Yes.
Now, sitting in this room, did you believe that the truth would have hurt you as you were doing this interview?
It's not about the truth hurt me. It's about the state of mind I was in.
Okay. But did you believe the truth would have hurt you?
I don't know.
So why won't you tell the truth?
Because I'm about to go to jail. So the state of mind I'm in is I'm about to go to jail.
Right. So would lying have helped you to get out of jail?
It have.
Didn't they tell you that they were going to have to verify any information you told them?
They did.
Okay. So why would you tell a lie if they had to verify what they told you and you were trying to get out of jail?
I don't know.
Did you believe the truth would hurt Thug?
Say that again.
Did you believe the truth was going to hurt Thug?
You said, do I believe the truth gonna hurt Doug?
Yes.
That'll be his problem.
Right. But if you're in this state of mind, why would you be in there just telling lies?
Because that's who the police after. They locking me up, but they are acting him.
But they're locking you up and you are trying to get out of jail. Wouldn't you tell the truth to get out of jail?
It depends on who is the truth to.
Okay. Now, during the course of your interview, did the detective ask you, why were you so concerned about whether or not Thug knew you were talking to the police?
Can you say it again?
Let me just ask you a better question. Why were you concerned about whether or not Thug knew you were talking to the police?
I wasn't concerned.
Do you recall the detectives asking you, why does it matter to Thug if you're talking to the police or not, if he has no say in what happened with Nut? And your response is, between us men, I want to say they had something to do with it.
What about it?
Do you recall telling that to the detectives?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. And then when they asked you who was the they, do you recall saying Thug and them?
Okay.
Did you recall saying that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then they said Thug and them who? And you said Shannon and Bentley.
Say that again?
Sure. When they then asked you Thug and who, you responded Shannon and Bentley and all, because all of them just acting funny towards me.
Yeah.
Okay. Why would you say that?
Because it's the investigators.
Again, why say Shannon? Why say Shannon?
Because they know me and him be together. It's easy to. It was Shannon to get. I don't know. Like, I told you, it's the state of mind I was in. When the police got me, I was doing a lot of stuff. I was, man, like they just caught me early in the morning. Like,
early in the morning, is that not when you're your freshest?
huh?
And early in the morning, is that not when you're your freshest?
No, they can't get me out. I'm asleep. I hear the door. Boom, 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 boom. If I'm asleep and she sleep, who been at this door like that? So it shot my brain. I've been shot ever since I looked like the door, seen it was the police. I can't forget it. Like,
Ms. Hilton.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this might be a natural point for us to recess for today. Mr. Copeland, we'll see you Monday morning at 8:30, okay?
8:30?
Yes, sir. See you then. our witnesses left us. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, do you have any ministerial inquiry with me? Okay, remember next week, middle of the week, Wednesday is Juneteenth, and it is a holiday which the county observes, so we will not be holding court on Wednesday, okay? So, as for the other questions you all asked me about the early part of July, haven't made a decision on that. So, more to follow a little bit later on that, okay? All right, anything else with me? Okay, all right. Let's review as so we can get you on the road. Remember to leave your notepads in the basket. Do not bring them home with you this weekend or at any point in time. They need to stay in your headquarters. Next thing, ladies and gentlemen, as you are walking out, coming in, going to any place in the courthouse, to include the bathrooms, or when you're coming in the morning or at home, remember you're not authorized to talk about this case with anybody, all right? And remember, as I told you many times before, you cannot recap, handicap, otherwise review, or comment on any particular witness's testimony amongst yourselves. Remember, I told you that that would be a violation, and you cannot consider this case until such time as the court tells you that you can, and I will give you instructions on how you to do that. All right, remember, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot go by and visit any of the scenes that may be depicted. You cannot take any pictures, do any diagrams, or otherwise share any information that you may know about anything that has been testified to this far. You can only consider what's been lawfully presented within the four walls of this courtroom. That also pertains to other testimony you may have heard. Remember, it would be a violation for you to go on any third-party sites, websites, reference materials, or anything that would otherwise aid in your understanding or augment your understanding. Remember, you can only consider what's been presented within the four walls of this courtroom. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, if anybody should try and reach out to you and by any means, mode, or of conversation or conveyance, remember that your duty is to report that to myself as well as Sergeant Ingram is immediately. All right. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, please resist temptation to listen to any third-party recaps of this particular trial or anything that may be going on. As remember, you can only consider what's presented in the four walls of this courtroom, okay? All right. And ladies and gentlemen, lastly, thank you for your patience. Thank you for the attention that you've given to our advocates and to the court, and the continued patience and attention that you'll continue to give to as you consider this matter, okay? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that celebrate Father's Day or have fathers, brothers, or uncles, or any other significant men in your lives, happy Father's Day to all of you, okay? All right. Anything else? Okay. All right. We're in recess until Monday at 8:30. All rise. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. All right, councils, any ministerial inquiry with me? Okay, anybody else? All right, happy Father's Day to all of you, or as I mentioned to the jury, or those particular people in your lives that you consider to be important that are males. All right, and with that, we'll see you all on Monday, okay? All right, we're in recess. All right.